Dude, this is going to be a good one. We are getting so much stuff done in this video. First, we are starting off with dropping the motor in the dumper. Then we have some home upgrades. Then we got some shop upgrades. Then I get into rebuilding the carburetor. Then we got to get the drive shaft sorted out. And also distributor, cap, rotor. We gotta get going, man. Let's get started.
And now, you're watching the Remember Your Password, but it's the wrong password, so you reset your password using your initial password, but it isn't accepted because your new password can't be changed to an old password channel of YouTube. Welcome to Bodevison.
Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me yet again on another video. So we have the small block Chevy right here for the truck. My 1965 GMC truck that I've been having such a good time building, and I cannot wait to get in this thing, man. So I don't want to waste any time. We gotta get the motor off the cart, onto the stand, get it dropped into the truck, kind of figure out where the mounts need to be, tack some stuff, weld some stuff, make some stuff happen, and just go for it. Alright, so really quickly I want to take a break from working on the truck. We have a home project that we got to get knocked out. Now this deck, my father and I built it about a year ago, and in that time it's been drying out, so we are going to go ahead and stain it, seal it, stain it today. What I have right here, this is a lamb stain pad. You know, a lot of the things that we do, I do things, I tell you what I'm doing, you watch it, you like it or you don't like it. I'm not a professional with this. I don't even really consider myself a professional with the car and stuff and whatnot. So this is what I'm going with. The reason why I went with this color is because that's what the store had in stock. Now when it comes to painting vehicles, I always say the same thing. A lot of people get caught up in which color if they want to choose. Well, the color doesn't nearly matter as much as the quality of the job. So this deck could have been any color to me as long as it's stained and sealed and going to not rot out in the next few years and look nice. I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead and just get this knocked out and then we will get back to the truck project. Alright, so as you can see, the deck is looking great. Now it's already been a few days, so my kid, my dog, me, the shop got it a little bit dirty, but that's okay. This is something that definitely needed to get done. This is something that I wanted to get knocked out, and it is just that. So let's go ahead and get back into the shop. We got a lot to do. So with the truck, that is coming along so nicely, but I just got a notification on my phone that I have a freight package being shipped. It should be here any second, so I want to take a second to talk about what we got going on. See, in the last video, we did a little bit of a shop upgrade, trying to constantly make stuff better around here. So we got the winch put in the floor. Now, something that I've had with me for 10 years is this old Craigslist Mac Tools toolbox. Now, it's a good box, it's served me well, but it is rough. It's been rough ever since I got it. Now I've kind of outgrown it, to say the least. Now, when I was just doing a lot of paint work and body work, I wasn't really working out of the toolbox as much as I have been in the last 6 months. But since I've started working on the slam box, and then I had the other C10 going, now we got the dumper going on over here, I've been working out of it a lot more, and I have been hurting So let me just go grab these boxes, man. I'm gonna throw it on a time lapse and I'm gonna rip them out because I just want to see them, and then we will get them set up, man. This is from Grizzly Industrial, and I'll talk more about them in just a second. Here we go. Dude, I love this green so much. It kind of matches my vise and all of my accessories that I got on it. One thing that's really cool about this box is I will actually be able to move it around. This other one is so top heavy and has smaller casters on it. I feel a little intimidated to roll it all around, but we got the bottom right here. See, what I've been working out of, this is technically just an upper. So I don't even really have a full box. So I have the lower right here. Let me grab the upper. Woo, like a glove. And you see right here, Grizzly Industrial. This thing is going to give me so much more space and take up the same amount of footprint that's actually in the shop now, because it's pretty much the same size. Let me see. We got old Krusty. Look at this crusty thing here. That thing served me well, I can't lie, I can't complain about her. But this thing is going to be so much. Ah, look at that dust over there. When you guys are cutting and grinding and welding in a shop, sanding, you know, it gets dirty quick. I should pull out the boxes a lot more often, but you can only do so much. All right, let's see how she fits, man. This is going to be perfect for me. I'm gonna go ahead and get my tools swapped over, figure out what I wanna put where. I'm excited for this. Goodbye, old Dusty. Man, so the toolbox is looking really good. Now I still got a lot of empty drawers, which isn't a bad thing because as I go, I will fill it in and sort it out and figure out what exactly I need to do. So the link for this exact setup is going to be down in the description below, so I would recommend checking that out. I would also highly recommend checking out Grizzly Industrial to see what else they have going on while you're checking out those links. So now, getting back to the dumper, I want to start to work towards getting this thing actually running. And if we want it to run, I need to have a carburetor for it. So when I picked up this motor, it came with an Edelbrock carburetor and it is all old and worn out, so I want to do a complete refresh and rebuild, and we are going to get right into that. So the first step is going to be to tear down the old one and see what we need to replace and do whatever we got to do. So at this point it is the following day and it is time to start reassembling. So overnight, well not exactly overnight, but yesterday at the end of the day I had everything soaking in my ultrasonic cleaner, which also gets really hot. So everything was steaming in there, looking good, doing what it was supposed to be doing. Now everything is looking good and fresh. So as I start to reassemble, now I labeled a few things as we were going. Now something that I wanted to point out, this guy right here, that is the pump discharge ball. That goes in this guy right here. So let's carefully put him back. Drop that in there. And then on top of that, we have the weight that we have to drop in there. See a little weight right there. Drop that on top of the ball. And then we have a new gasket on our little pump jet housing. So that's all been cleaned. Make sure that everything's lining up. And put that guy down right there. Make sure everything looks good. These screws, we are not going to be replacing them. We are just going to use the same ones. So let's get these going. And then we just got everything else to throw back together. All of the gaskets I am going to be replacing. And if you want to rebuild your carburetor just like how I am doing mine, here's the kit. Here's the part number that I used. And it comes with a bunch of things, some clips that I might be using. I mean, I'm going to replace everything that I need to replace, or everything that it comes with, because why would I want to put old parts on there? So let's get this thing slammed back together and we'll see what else is going on. Alright, so now that we have the carburetor on here and it feels so super smooth, feels good. Now we want to put the filter on it just to protect it. Now I had this race car boy laying around, so we're just going to throw that on there. You gotta put the spacer because you gotta make it look as obnoxious as possible. So here we go. So I'm probably gonna have to pull this off again eventually, but I just want to, there it is. I just want to protect and make sure that nothing's going to drop on the intake and really get a good look at how this thing is going to go. Because right now the parts store is grabbing a new cap and rotor for me, so I think I'm gonna have to get back there and do the distributor cap and rotor, and the filter's probably gonna be in the way. But with this tall boy, I've been saving that, man. This thing looks pretty crazy. I don't know if I like it with the spacer. And really, it's pulling air from, I don't know. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. We got the old Edelbrock on there. This truck is gonna do everything that I need it to do. So now the next thing that I wanna turn to is the drive shaft. So this is actually a two-piece drive shaft on this truck. And one thing that I didn't really think about, so this truck was set up for a straight 6. Now we were going with a V8. Now a straight 6 is actually going to take up more space front to back than a V8 because it's 6 cylinders long as opposed to 4 cylinders long. But where my mounts lined up, I just used the mounts from the block. I put them on the cross member where the straight 6 mounts were. So everything now on the back end is actually sitting quite a bit more towards the front bumper, even though our clearance and everything over here is probably the same as what it was. So now my drive shaft is going to have to be extended, which is no problem whatsoever. See, I actually saw my buddy Casey from Casey's Customs. He did it this way. He says he always does it this way. And I think that since I don't have a slip yoke on the end that is going to be extended, I need to take a page out of Casey's Customs book, and I'm going to cut this drive shaft and then I'm going to put this end where it needs to be. This end is going to be where the carrier bearing needs to be, and then I'm going to tack it together with some extensions. Then I will take this entire piece to the Driveshaft shop so that way they can get me the piece that's the exact right length. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, put it back up, extend it, get this dropped off, pick up my distributor, drop the distributor in. This should be done in the next few days. Then we are going to go into wiring. We have the entire kit right here. The entire truck is going to be rewired from front to back, top to bottom. All good stuff, all really nice and new stuff. And then we got my gauges right here. These pods are just going to be cut out, and some new gauges are going to go right there because I at least want temperature, I want RPM, I want oil pressure, and speed. And all of those need to go somewhere. All right, lots of good progress. Let's keep it moving. Alright, so we got this thing ripped out of here, and as you can see, it is to the exact correct length. Now, it is not going to be pretty. The guys at the Driveshaft shop might not even like that I did that because I don't know how they'd want to extend it. But I don't really mind spending a little bit of extra money if I know the length is going to be dead on perfect. And with this method, the way that I did it, I know for sure it is going to be the right length. So let's go ahead and get that dropped off. Then on the way back, I'm going to go pick up a new distributor cap and rotor, just so that's all fresh and new. We got the starter in. Everything is really coming along, and we're just knocking things out left and right. So we got a new distributor cap and rotor. I'm just going to run the distributor that was in there. The main problem was in the old one, when I had pulled it apart, there was all these pieces, and these pieces, like the little button, this was broken, so I had to get a new cap, even though my cap looked pretty good, but the cap was the only part that came with just this button. I tried to find it by itself, but after looking around for a few minutes, I couldn't find it, and then $25 for a new cap. I'm not mad to just replace it as I'm doing everything. So I was gonna go ahead and drop the distributor in, but I need to make sure the motor is at top dead center on the compression stroke. So I wanted to get the starter hooked up, and I'm gonna get the starter hooked up when I do all the wiring, and all of that wiring and stuff I'm going to save for the next video because that's really exciting stuff, and that maybe we'll get a first fire up. That'll be really cool to look forward to. And also coming up, I just picked up a vehicle for a body swap, so be looking forward to that. And I picked up another vehicle to do a really cool paint job on, and probably one of you guys is gonna end up with that truck, hint, hint. So that is all really exciting, and that is to come. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below, like this video, and I will see you on the next one. I'm out.